I want to ask you if you would appear as a guest on my television show.
Oh, well, Jack, I'd be delighted to be on your show.
Well, why not? Give me one good reason. The rehearsal is a sin.
Jack.
It's better than pictures.
Jack.
And it's easier work.
I said I would do it. I said I'd be delighted to be on your show, Jack.
Gee. Well, Greg, gee, that's nice. But there's just one problem. You know, Greg, I know that you demand a lot of money, you see, and I have such expenses on my show between the scenery and the people and everybody that I don't think I can afford.
No, Jack, listen, Jack, forget all about the money. I'll do your show for nothing.
Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Gregory Peck.
Someone once said of Jack Benny, he was the apotheosis of copelessness, a bumbling poseur, mocked by the 20th century. And someone else once said, his understanding of the human equation transcended the rush of modern society, which is loath to look at itself in the mirror of humor and laugh at what it sees. But probably the most trenchant observation of Mr. Benny's comedic gifts was given by the person who said, Jack Benny says more by saying nothing than most comics who say more than enough. He was the master of the elongated stare, the pregnant pause, and the heavenward gaze. No actor ever had a greater sense of timing than Jack. He was a friend of mine for many years and never felt the need, like some comedians, to be on when he was off stage. But the man who made it all seem so natural was really a perfectionist when it came to comedy. He once said, the biggest thrill I get out of a show is to get big laughs on something that we've worked on and edited very carefully. It's when we find we've been right. That's where I want to get my laughs. And get them he did.
I don't know, what can I do? It's 2 o'clock in the morning. I can't sleep. There's no place to go. The banks are closed. Might as well go back to bed, I guess. I know what I can do. I can practice a little bit. That always relaxes me.
It was all so appropriate. America loved Jack Benny. It was only right he was born on Valentine's Day back in 1894. Benjamin Kubelski, his immigrant parents thought he was destined for greatness. Oh, not as a comedian, but as a violinist. In fact, he was proficient, and he used his violin to get into show business. First performing with the Vaudeville House Orchestra, then touring with a pianist. Serious music wasn't getting him as far as he thought comedy would, and so Ben K. Benny, as he was called then, began working on gags rather than his music. After World War I, he changed his name again, becoming Jack Benny, polished his monologues, and rose up the vaudeville circuit. During the 1920s, he met another young vaudevillian who would become a lifelong friend.
Hey, I'm Jack Benny. I'm in show business too, you know.
Oh?
Yes, I'm a musician. I guess you heard.
I heard. What instrument do you play?
In 1927, Jack Benny met a hosiery department salesgirl named Sadie Marks. She soon became part of his act as Mary Livingston and a major part of his life as Mrs. Benny. Together, they raised Joan, their one daughter. In the 1930s, radio was booming. Naturally, the best vaudevillians moved into the new medium, and Jack was among the best.
Jack Benny!
Jack's show was a radio classic for 13 seasons, beginning in 1937.
Hey, Bud. Huh? You got a match? Yes, I have one right here. Don't make a move. This is a stick-up. Mister, put down that gun. Shut up. I said this is a stick-up. Now, come on. Your money or your life. Look, Bud, I said your money or your life. I'm thinking it over.
That was purported to be the biggest laugh ever on radio. It was only natural that Jack should eventually make the transition to television. He was armed with years of experience working in films and vaudeville, and he welcomed the challenge to bring to his audience all those wonderful props and sets and people they could only imagine in radio. Besides, they offered him a great deal of money.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, we bring you the star of our show, Jack Benny. And here he comes.
Jack Benny knew exactly how to play a joke. In fact, he probably knew more about timing than anyone else in show business.
Carolyn, why did you walk away from me? Why did you want to leave me?
Because I can't trust myself with you.
What?
You're so strong and I'm so weak. And when you look at me with those big blue eyes,
I understand.
His delivery was a pure delight, and that walk of his unmistakable. But his great gift was seeing that his guests and his co-stars had the best line.
Oh, mister.
Yeah. Jack surrounded himself with a family of regulars who would steal the show at any moment. On hand, his announcer, Don Wilson, singer Dennis Day, comedians Eddie Rochester Anderson, Mel Blanc, and Frank Nelson. From the old days, there was band leader Phil Harris and even his wife, Mary Livingston.
Jack, order something.
All right. Let's see, I believe I'll have some oysters.
Yes, sir. A half dozen or a dozen?
A dozen.
Fried or on the half shell?
On the half shell.
Blue Points or Olympia?
Blue Points.
Male or female?
How can you tell whether an oyster is male or female?
We look at their driver's license. I knew you'd ask.
I wish Mr. Benny would buy a bag for this vacuum cleaner.
Oh, Mister, are you awake?
See.
May I talk to you?
See.
Are you familiar with this place?
See.
What's your name?
Sorry.
Cy?
See.
Jack Benny once said, "I was born near Waukegan, Illinois. But if it had been a matter of choice, I would have selected Carnegie Hall." Well, he finally made it there, more for his dedication to helping symphony orchestras than for his career as a comic. But in the Carnegie Hall Salutes Jack Benny TV special with violinist Isaac Stern, he provided both. He gave his time to symphony orchestras and he gave his money to charities, and yet he carefully cultivated another image. On TV, he was a miser, hoarding money and keeping his fortune under lock and key, and as he showed us, out of reach.
Well, now look, suppose someone does find the entrance to your vault in the living room. He descends the stairs. Let's see now. He gets through the minefield, through the poison gas, under the flamethrower, and then through that door with the locks. Gets across the bridge and survives the alligators. Then what's to prevent him from getting in there and getting your money?
He was stingy, eulogized Bob Hope at Jack's funeral in 1974. Stingy to the end. He only gave us 80 years, and it wasn't enough. To give us a personal glimpse into a friendship that lasted over a half-century is the man who has lasted close to a century himself. Jack's very dear friend and the man who could always be counted on to make him laugh, Mr. George Burns.
Jack was my closest friend. And on the stage, he was a genius. Off the stage, he was ridiculous. We had lunch at the Brown Derby one day, and the waiter came, and I said, I'm going to have bacon and eggs, and Jack says, I'm going to have cream of wheat. He said, I hate cream of wheat. I said, then why do you order cream of wheat? He says, Mary said it's good for me. I said, tell Mary to eat cream of wheat. Then I said, I'm going to have, he said, I love bacon and eggs, that's what I'm going to have. I said, well, why don't you eat bacon? He said, Mary says bacon and eggs is bad for me. I said, tell Mary not to have bacon and eggs. Then the waiter came over. I said, I'll have bacon and eggs. And Jack says, I'll have bacon and eggs. When the check came, I says, give the check to Jack Benny. And Jack says, why should I pay for the check? I says, if you don't pay for the check, I'll tell Mary you had bacon and eggs.
For his ability to take an extraordinary talent and present it in such a way that the world could identify with him, for his use of the medium to express not only the funny side of life, but human frailty as well, and for his generous soul, which was the antithesis of the cheapskate character in which he chose to disguise himself. The Television Academy expresses its appreciation for his artistry by inducting into the Hall of Fame Jack Benny.
To accept the award, his daughter, Joan Benny.
Thank you. Oh, thank you. You have no idea how nervous I am speaking in front of all you people and so many of my father's friends. And thank you, Greg, how appropriate that you, one of Daddy's and my favorite actors and closest friends, should be the one to present this award. I hope Dad's watching because I know how proud he would be at this moment. He spent years cultivating that stingy, vain character, whereas in reality, he was just the opposite, generous and self-effacing to a fault. He kidded about his violin playing, but at home he was really serious about it and practiced long hours. I can attest to that. I was there and I had to listen to it. I've been asked frequently how well he really played, but I'm sorry, I can't tell you the truth because, as I said, he might be watching. And this just isn't the night to hurt his feelings. He loved his family, his friends, and his audience, and they loved him in return. And so to the Academy Hall of Fame, on behalf of my father, I want to express my gratitude and deepest thanks for this prestigious award. Thank you. It's for you, Dad.